Anyone has any idea?
So this is Kaushik, sir.
Yes, Mr. Kaushik. Yeah.
There is no intermediates in between the person who produces and the person who consumes. That's called the direct marketing industries.
Okay. Can I ask you one more question? So I can give you an example. Assume that I'm producing something. I'm producing a service, right? I directly go to the client and provide the service. So do you think this is direct marketing?
No, sir. Actually, with the help of some persons, we take over a product to someone with some commission were given to them. For example, Amway products, sir.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Fine. I got your point. I got your point. Okay. So that is a term that's been used. Okay. Now let me explain to you. Right. Indirect marketing versus direct marketing. So I have to put this way: indirect marketing and direct marketing, or a direct target. If you will. Now, I have a product, right? I have a product. So this book is my product. Okay. So I want to sell this book. So I'm just launching this book. I've started a factory. I'm launching this book. Now I want to let my consumers know that I'm producing this book. How will I let them know? I have a product. I want all my consumers. So everyone in the world is my consumer. So notebook assume, right? Anyone can use my notebook. Right? Every Tom, Dick, and Harry is my consumer, right? A customer. So I would like to know. I would like to kind of get this information passed on to each and every people out there. So how will I do that?
Pre-booking, sir.
Okay, pre-booking. Okay. No, again, I need to first. The first step is you should you should tell the world that what you are, right? Otherwise, how will they know, right? When you start a party, right? You need to start a campaign, right? Otherwise, how will the people know that you have started a party? The same way, I have a product. So if the people need to know, right? I have to advertise, correct? I should let them know that I have something which will be useful for you. So why don't you go buy it, right? What are the features and what are the benefits that you're going to get out of this particular product, right? I have to advertise it. So what do you think is an effective way of advertising? Which or how do you think, or how you can make an effective advertisement so that your
Word
product
of
is
mouth, sir.
100% reachable?
Word of
Come
mouth.
again?
Word of mouth, sir.
Word of mouth. Okay. Okay. Word of mouth is like again, if my product is a quality product, right? You buy my product. Ajmal buy my product, and he says, okay, your product is fantastic, sir. So I will. My friend is also interested, so he goes and tells your friend. So again, this is a very slow process. You can't. It can't be kind of a mass because my consumer is kind of very broad. I said Tom, Dick, and Harry is my consumer, right? Word of mouth. I wouldn't win in this particular generation. Any other way, effective way?
Making demos, sir.
Making what, Gopati?
Demo, sir. About the
Okay,
product.
demo. Okay, fine. Understood. So you try to make demo and
Conducting
yes,
an event program about the
conducting
product.
event. Yeah. Understood. Okay. Now, whatever you guys said, right? Okay, I'm going to conduct an event. So let's take Ajmal's mode of advertising. Right? So I'm going to conduct an event. So I will just advertise. No, I'll just do a paper advertisement. I will do posters. How can I make sure that assume that that event has 1,000 participants, right? I say okay, whoever comes into the event will be given 500 rupees. Okay, so my crowd is around 1,000 people now, right? How can I make sure that all 1,000, right, are going to buy my product, are my target customers? Because out of the 1,000, only one will be my customer. Only one would have been maybe attending my event, thinking that, okay, this product may be some use for me, so I should go see it. And he may be my potential customer. But rest 999, maybe just they attended because, I'm just giving out 500 rupees. Right? The same thing happens for a newspaper advertisement as well, right? My newspaper reaches out to 100,000, right? But still, all those who read the newspaper aren't my customers, right? I'm missing out. Maybe one or two may be my customers, assume, right? I can't define a number, how much ever it is. But whatever I spend on that, right, it is like, too much. How do you think we can effectively implement agility in here to make sure that, whoever I reach, right, is my potential customer? I reach out to 10 people, all 10 people are going to be my potential customer. Direct marketing, again, how do you think? What and what way?
So through digital media, sir. Digital platforms.
Television, WhatsApp, whatever it is, right? Again, you're doing a mass marketing game. That's called broadcasting. Sorry, it's called multicasting, not broadcasting. Broadcasting is one who subscribes to you, then you send a message to them. That is broadcasting. Like, your WhatsApp group is a broadcasting because everyone in the group are subscribed to you. So whatever message you send, only those members of that particular group receive that message. This is called multicasting. Multicasting is like, I publish a message so that everyone who are part of WhatsApp receives my message, right? Again, I'm wasting my resource here because, everyone who receives my message may not be my customer, right? So my message may get wasted, right? Again, I'm going to put it more effectively. Again, message may not have a cost involved. So again, I print a pamphlet and put it onto a paper, right? Every day I put it onto a paper. So how many people are going to kind of have that pamphlet and use it? Right? So most of them are going to throw it out, right? There is a wastage of resource happening there, right? In turn, what I can do is, I can use technology. Things are happening nowadays. The world is kind of driving towards that technology. Have you people heard about big data?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. I don't want to go detail into it. Assume, I'll give you an example. Now, you want to buy something. Assume that you want to buy a mobile phone. Okay? You want to buy a mobile phone. So immediately what we do is like, we go Google it, search it, start seeing the mobile phone, see what is best, we dig into it, right? We do a research on which phone is best, and we kind of spend time on that particular topic. So when you open your email again, or when you do something else, you can see that mobile phone advertisements are popping up on the corners, right? So how does that information get to the relevant party, right? This is called big data. So what happens is, nowadays you guys are using WhatsApp, right? You use Google, right? Use all those things which you get for free, right? Why these people are giving things out of free? Why the applications are given for free of cost, right? But they're becoming big giants. They are making millions of dollars. Like Google, for example, they're giving you search engine for free, but still they are making millions of dollars. WhatsApp, it's a free download, right? Still they're making millions of dollars. Facebook, right? So everything is free, so you don't pay anything, right? You still use it, but the MNCs are making multi-billion. How is it possible, right? So whenever you sign up for any application, when you download an application, there is an agreement. So we never read that agreement. We just say accept and go. There it clearly says that all your private information, whatever conversation you do, will be recorded for our marketing purposes, right? So whatever you type on Google, so everyone has a smartphone. So you start typing something, right? And all those things, you talk over the phone, right? You send voice message. These are all called unstructured data. Structured data is like, you have 1 + 1 is 2. That is a structured data because it has a predefined form, right? Unstructured data is a voice message, a video clip, which doesn't have an information unless and until it is passed, because a video information may have very junk, right? out of the junk, I need to kind of pull out the specific information which is useful for me. Right? Assume that I am a company, right? I'm a product making company, and I want to kind of identify my potential customers who can buy my product, right? So I go sign up with companies like Google and Facebook or WhatsApp, right? I pay for them. I say that you provide me information of those customers who are looking out for such a kind of product, right? I will reach out to them. Give me their IP address or give me their phone number if possible. I'll sign up with Airtel or Jio, right? And you get calls directly. You say, when you are browsing for a mobile phone, you may get a call from a mobile company saying that, sir, we understand that you're looking for a mobile. We have an offer. Why don't you come? And you are a potential client because you have been looking for that particular product. So it's more of a direct hit, right? You can 100% become my potential customer if I do a correct marketing. Because rather than reaching out to a stranger who has no idea about that product and doesn't want or has no requirement of the product, but if I reach out to a person who has a requirement of the product, who has kind of invested some time researching on that, because if you're investing some time researching on that, you have an idea of buying it, right? If I have a marketing skill, right, I would easily kind of convince you to buy the product. This is called direct marketing. This is the big data. This is the concept of big data. So where everything, whatever you talk, whatever you discuss with your friends, whatever is happening, right? It's being kind of listened by the whole world, right? Because the smartphone there, right? Sitting out in your palm, right? It connects to the internet. So if you say, "Hey Siri," ultimately you say, "Yeah, I'm listening to you." So the whole world is listening to you. "Hey Google," your Google assistant. Say, "Hey Google," oh, "Hey, I'm listening to you." So whatever you converse within four walls, right? You think you're conversing privately, but the whole world will be listening because the Google is listening to you. And whatever information you're talking, right? That has been recorded and it's kind of fast to get information out of it. So that is called direct marketing, because nowadays companies are signing up for direct marketing than mass marketing. So that is an agility, right? Again, how does this concept of your mobile phone kind of getting information, passing on to the world, that concept is called IoT. It's called Internet of Things. Like, two devices talking to each other through internet. So you should have heard about smart home, right? You say, "Hey, open the window or open the curtain." So it opens the curtain, right? So again, it's kind of IoT, like smart home system, where your one device talking to the other device, voice recognition. So all these things comes into agility, right? So how effectively you can make money out of the minimum resource available, and how effectively you can come over the change. How quickly you can transform people for the change that you impose is the real agility, right? If you correctly impose agility in the right way, you will definitely win. So now the world is changing agile, right? So every step that you take, right from at home as well, you can impose agility, right? Best utilization of resources with minimum effort. Right? You would have heard about the smart working concept, right? Hard working is required, but smart working is nowadays kind of ripping out. So intelligence with smart working, you'll be the winner. I open the questions now.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for sharing your immense knowledge, time, and experience. I would like to call Preeti and Initially to take over the question and answer session. Please.
Mr. Sanjeev, I'm sorry, your voice is not audible to me. Hello?
Hello, sir. No, sir, I just thanked you for sharing your immense knowledge and time and everything.
Okay.
And just called Preeti and Initially to take over the question and answer session. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, please.
Warm greetings, sir. Myself, Inspirational.
Yes.
Me and my friend Preeti have prepared some questions to get clarified by you, sir. Can we start?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Go ahead.
My first question: as a campus drive trainer, what you do to make your training program successfully?
Okay. So first formula is, right, I make sure that every nook and corner, whatever I do my homework. First thing is I do my homework. So I understand my customers. I understand my clients. I understand my students who are going to sit there, right? So what is their requirement, right? I prepare myself. So that is the homework part that I do. Next, when I am on ground, right, I make sure that each and every student participates. It's just not, the creamy layer that we need to target. My target is the last benches, right? I want to, because, I feel that those are the people who are, have a strong problem solving capabilities, because I've placed many students who are from rural background who doesn't have a good command over English, right? They are now placed in the big companies, right? Initially, I placed them in a startup company where, they gather the mass of technology, and, eventually when they get confident, they get placed in the higher company. So my target would be like, the backbenchers, right? And I make sure that each and every student get the content of what I'm delivering, right? So normally what I do is, I sign up for 2 or 3 days, right? I make sure I prepare the topic, and first I talk to the placement officers on which are the companies that are potential to come out to the campus, to understand what is their interview methodology, like how what would be their questions, and I put my experience. I have 20 years of experience in this field, and I've done 5,000 to 6,000 interviews myself. So very well I understand the mindset. So I make sure that every candidate who's sitting before me should be a winner, not only just by technical means, right? By personality as well, their body language, their way of sitting, their gesture. So every posture, right? Every movement of them gives a meaning. Every movement of them kind of conveys a message to the interviewer. So everything should be a positive. So my formula is, make yourself positive. So when you sit before an interviewer, you are definitely. That should be the formula. And I work with people who I need to fine tune, because 100% we can't kind of get the result when I do a mass teaching. So what I do is, I pick out students who are really interested, and I work with them personally, and I coach them, I mentor them, right? I conduct mock interviews. I make sure, we are 100% before they go and sit before the interview. So I make sure that, you are when you attend my training, you are 100% fixed. Now, does it answer your question?
Okay, sir. Thank you. That was great. And the next question is, how do you delegate work to your employees, sir?
How do you delegate what?
How do you delegate work to your employees?
Okay, I don't dedicate work. Okay, because assume Preeti, if I hire you, right, I'm going to conduct 3 or 4 rounds of interview, right? If I appoint you, it means that you have potential to work yourself, right? You should identify the work that you need to do. So there are a lot of work available. You should pick up the work that is of your interest. Then I feel that I will get 100% quality. Because if I were to assign you a job, right, then your brain is not working, right? I'm the one who's going to assign. I don't want to be a manager. I want to be a leader, where I should show how to work. Right? I should be kind of passionate myself to do what I am interested in, rather than I shouldn't be forced to do which I'm not interested in. Right? So in my company as well, I don't assign work. It's like we have a list of work. Anyone who's interested in that particular work can pick it up. So until now, initially we had the hurdle, right? Few people didn't like something to do, and it has to be left back. But eventually that process changed. So everyone starts picking up. Everyone wants to learn something new, right? So they pick it up. So assigning, I don't believe in assigning.
Thank you, sir, for your words. Next question is, as a trainer, what are the challenges you faced?
Okay, challenges. There are a lot of challenges, right? Now, this virtual platform is a big challenge for me, because out of the 88 people present here, right, I'm not sure how much of you are getting the point what I'm trying to say, right? at times I feel that I'm talking to myself. Right? So if it is in a classroom mode, it's more of my control, and it will be more fun filled. Right? It can be more interactive. I can organize games. I can make sure you participate as well. We can have management related games. You learn things in a fun filled way. Right? Here it is more of a monologue kind of stuff, and I have to kind of speak out. I'm not sure how many of you are listening, how many of you are playing your music system behind, muting the speakers here, right? So that happens. Again, it's a Sunday afternoon, right? So I can't blame you as well. So this virtual platform is a challenge. And back when on classroom training, right? It's like understandability, right? People, I've seen colleges where students are not kind of very attentive. They normally bunk the class. So first half they will come, second half they will bunk the class. Again, I have to work with the staff team to get it right. So there were challenges in there. Other than that, once they get involved, I feel that the participation from the students is very good. Next question, please.
Thank you, sir. The next question is, does AGILE have any principles?
What has some principles? I'm sorry.
Does AGILE have any principles, sir?
What has principle? I'm sorry, I don't get your point.
Does AGILE have any principles, sir? Can you hear me?
Agile. Okay. Do you say, does Agile have any principles? Okay. Agile has its own principles. Okay. It is more theoretical. I mean to say, it has its own manifesto, right? It has principles, right? There are 12 principles in Agile, and there are 4 or 5 manifesto for Agile. And Agile is a broader view, right? There are many kind of seasoned Agile, like Scrum. Scrum is part of an Agile. It's a methodology, right? For example, I'll give you an example so that you can understand agility, what the process is all about. So when we talk about the traditional way, right? Traditional way is like finish to start. So what do you mean by finish to start? So when you finish one process, then only you can start the next process. So the next process has to wait until the first process is complete, right? Something like, the night shift has to complete so that, the day shift starts. So that is finish to start. So the traditional way happens this way. So it's kind of a waterfall model. So one process starts, look, for example, first you start with the requirement gathering. When you get the requirement gathering, you start the design phase. So after design phase, you start the implementation, and then, deployment. So it's kind of a sequential phase. But agility is like, whenever you start the requirement, you start deploying as well. That's what I said. If you could understand my example, the first example that I gave, right? You are going to invest 1 lakh rupees to buy a car. The next day morning, you get a bicycle, right? Although, I have a requirement gathering stage still going on, but my product is already delivered, right? Because, that is where, agility comes in place, right? So again, there are few people who had, there is a forum, Agile forum, who have put in Agile principles. You can Google it, you can find it. But my view is don't mug it up, right? You have to live as an Agile. Just don't, be a bookworm to learn about Agile, right? First, start understanding what an agility is, right? So start living, start behaving what it is. Then, you can break the rule. That's what I can say. You can get the principles of Agile manifesto. You can just type in Agile manifesto on Google. You should find a list of Agile manifesto. Yeah. Next
Thank
question,
you,
please.
sir. Next question. As a fresher, what we learn to improve your career, sir?
Okay. As a fresher, right? I assume that you guys are in the final year of the MBA. If I'm not wrong, right? So next year you're going to get a job and you'll be placed in there. First thing is, the transformation from your student world to the corporate world, right? So you should see a lot of changes, adaptability, and people out there are going to expect a lot of things from you, right? So as I said, go with a fresh mind, have questions, and this is the stage where you can ask questions. So in the corporate world, freshers are entertained to ask questions. If you gain experience, asking questions, silly questions, you may be viewed in a different way. So start asking questions, right? Get fresh ideas, ask questions. Again, this is the second phase when you enter into a company, right? And have a mindset to learn, right? Spend time. That is what I suggest. Any pressure that comes into my company, I say, have a mindset to learn. So now this is the time for you to learn. Spend time, learn. So once you are masterize that, right, ultimately your role and your place is kind of intact in a company. So try to spend time in learning. So the first part is entering into a company, right? First thing is have confidence in yourself. So what you're doing and how you're doing, you should have confidence in yourself. So work on your strengths and weaknesses. You have to identify what is your weakness. You have to identify what is your strength. If you can't identify, get a help of a coach, right? So work with him or her, right? It may be your professor, it may be anyone out there. So talk to them. So this is my problem. How can I solve it? So how should I improvise myself to get better? Right? So I have a communication problem. I can't fluently speak in English. So what should I do? What I suggest is, right, communication is not fluency in English. Communication is something where, whatever message that you're trying to convey reaches out to the recipient and he responds appropriately. That is communication. Your gesture, body gesture, your hand movement, right? The way you sit, right? Everything communicates. So everything should be effective. So you have to work on that space and, make yourself improvise. So when you go sit before the interview, you are masterized in that field, right? But you shouldn't have a cognitive thought on how you're sitting or how you're laughing. It should be spontaneous, right? You have to masterize it in such a way that it comes instantaneously, rather than your brain is kind of imposing that that you have to sit this way. You shouldn't shake your leg. You shouldn't cross your leg. You shouldn't fold your hands like this, right? So all these things, it should come by itself. So you have to kind of practice. You have to get yourself fine-tuned, right? See, for example, some people will be talking, they wouldn't have an eye contact. They would say, okay, they would just keep their eyes down and they would be talking, right? So these are the things, which again, you people may be unaware. So these things has to be fine-tuned. So as a fresher, first work on your personal grooming, right? The strength and weakness, what you have to do. Second thing is the technical, of course. If you have a good posture and the way to get yourself through, right? Technical stuff, I think it should be easy. Next question, please.
Thank you, sir. That was nice. And the last question is, how do you handle success and failures?
Okay. Success for me, right? As everybody says, is a stepping stone, right? So everyone are not 100% success every time, right? So failure, I take it as a learning mode, right? So if I fail today, I don't get dejected. So everyone fails. I failed, all right? It's not that everyone are successful in the world. Again, success, I don't kind of make that as the end of the world, right? I see that that is a benchmark for me for the next success. So I have to elevate to the next level. So that success is a stepping stone. Now I have stepped on to that. So I have to kind of climb up to the next step in the ladder, which is the next success. So that is a learning curve there. So I work on my strength and weakness again. So if there is a failure, it means that I have missed out something. I have to work on that missing part so that I don't get it again. So it's same as my chess game, right? If I play chess, right, at one stage if I lose, I learn from the steps, right? So this is the way I have to approach, so that next game I have to win. And if the same step has been put in place, I've been put in place the same step as happened in the last game, right? That makes me to think I shouldn't do the same mistake what I did in the last game. I should do it differently so that I will win. So I learn from my mistakes. So until now, that has really made the case success for me in a larger scale, if you will.
That's all about the question and answer section, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable time and sharing your experience. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. And you can connect me on my LinkedIn, right? The pamphlet or whatever you receive, right? The name in there is my LinkedIn name, Krishnaraj Ramarao. Okay. Please get connected on LinkedIn, and I'll be more than happy to spend time with you guys. If you have any questions, if you feel that sir, I want to build my profile. Take for example, now LinkedIn is a very, very good profile. Like you connect with your corporate world, same as your Facebook. Like LinkedIn will definitely fetch a job for you, right? Now I am with you because of LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn is a very powerful media. If you use it effectively, again, it's going to land. You'll land up in your dream job. So no doubt about it. So connect on LinkedIn with me, and if you feel that if you want me to view your profile on LinkedIn, I'm more than happy to do that, right? So say that, sir, please suggest what improvement I need to do on my LinkedIn so that I get the brand value, right? So I should be able to help you out in that space. So connect with me and share your thoughts, ideas, and give feedbacks about this particular session, right? Again, I'll be happy to talk to you guys again, connect with you, and maybe potential working together as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else? Thank you. Anything else? Should we disconnect? Mr. Babu, are you there?
Stop.
Yes, sir. We have one of thanks session actually, and is taking care of one of thanks session.
Yes, sir. Our beloved students, respected sir, and our honorable chief guest, it is an honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks. On behalf of ISSM School, at the entire supporting team, would like to thank everyone for joining us today, making a session a great beginning. I thank our honorable chief guest, Mr. Krishnaraj Ramarao, for sharing his valuable time, knowledge, and experience with our students. Thank you for being a part of ISSM, sir. It's an honor and a great pleasure to have you with us. I would like to take this opportunity to the chairman, Mr. Kadir Ganapathiappan, our founder managing director, Dr. Parthavi Mahalingam, and our director, sir, Mr. Rahul Ram.
I think he left the session. Stephen sir, are you there?
LLRC, continue LLRC.
Sir, yes, sir. Babu Tamso, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And
yes, I'm so sorry. Yeah, he has just left. Okay. So yeah, on behalf of the ISSM family, I'll take it an honor and privilege to thank you, sir, for sharing your knowledge and experience to our students. I hope they had a good input session and a good learning. Thank you, sir. I thank the management as well, especially Babu Thomas sir, for arranging this connect for our students. And thank you, everyone. And that's it, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much. Sir. Yeah. If you have a chance, definitely, you please come to a college, sir. We'll meet you again.
Sure.
Should come to a college one day. Yeah. Okay.
Sure. No problem. Yeah. We can arrange something. We can have a voice discussion, right? And you can suggest a topic as well, which you are interested in. I can prepare and take it. No problem.
Okay, fine then, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you
Yeah,
very much,
yeah.
guys.
We'll meet
Bye.
again, sir.
Have
Yeah,
a
thank you.
wonderful day.
Bye. Yeah, thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Students, hold on a minute. Students.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, yeah. And நாளைக்கு வந்து if you are ready to come to the college, or 10 to 15 students வந்துட்டு